team that has consistently been in contention for, second in the Danish scene with Mad Lions. So that in itself should say a lot to them. And then with the addition of Hunden as a coach as well, listen, the man's got flaws, but none of them are outside of the server. Let's just put it that way. He understands the game. He understands people. And, he's an older guy. So it's also very important to have someone who is, a bit of a fatherly figure coming in, even if a lot of the memes on Reddit are about how he was drunkenly asked about Fnatic once upon a time, something like that. I still can't believe that's a true story, though. I don't know if you've seen the copy paste I'm talking about, but yeah. Anyhow, point being, Heroic is pretty much a heavy favorite for this one. I don't think anyone would dispute that. But listen, Maui, there is that maybe you can talk about, hey, they're both from Denmark. Maybe they know each other. Maybe they know some tendencies. Maybe Ambush has researched Heroic extra because, you have that sense of, Danish compatriots. So you are looking up to your peers. You are looking up to the people who you are potentially looking to replace. That is the demos you're watching a lot of. So if nothing else, Ambush should be very, very well read on Heroic. Could that maybe materialize into something over here? It's a best of one after all.
Yeah, it definitely can be. I think that's one of the few selling points for this Ambush squad in this matchup is that this is a domestic fight between these two teams. And if we've learned anything from Na'Vi over the last few weeks, that just about any team from your region can beat you, even if you're heavily, heavily favored. So I think there is a chance for Ambush. I think they could surprise us. And I'm sure we might say Ambush a couple times as we cast this one out of habit. So just the low-hanging fruit there. We'll see if they spring the trap for us, if they are able to catch Heroic off guard. I'm trying to use every synonym in the book without saying the name of the team itself, but I think there is a chance that they have a little bit up their sleeves here. Maybe just at the bare minimum, some comfort, because they probably scrimmed Heroic a handful of times, given that they are both from the same region.
Do you think that happens? I feel like that doesn't happen. I don't know why, but I don't think you'd be scrimming people just because they're from your region, in Europe at the very least. Like I can't see Heroic scrimming Ambush. Let's put it that way.
It's not official that I'm on any team right now, but let's just say I scrimmed Evil Geniuses like yesterday. So I mean, anything can happen.
How did that go? Actually, I'm interested to know how that went.
I got a 3K on the pistol, and I ended the scrim with 14 kills. So
nice. And then you guys lost 16-2.
Close. We got 6 rounds on Nuke, which was our first time playing it, and then I think they lost to Nuke against Cloud9. So yeah.
So they're probably never scrimming you again, is what the point is.
Yeah, maybe if they want to replicate that, we'll see. I doubt it. If Breeze needs some confidence, Breeze was going absolutely crazy. But back to this matchup, I think this is surely. I would be surprised if Ambush gets more than 8 rounds.
I can't remember. I think we scrimmed Ambush. I think we have, but I'm not 100% sure about that. And I can guarantee you, if we've scrimmed them and they haven't, then they probably don't get too much scrim time, or Mad Lions or Stratus, because we're pretty bad. I am very clear about that. But they were like significantly better than us, even if we scrimmed them, though. So there is that. But listen, we saw them last 2 weeks ago, actually, and they lost a best of 3 against Salamander. They lost a best of 1 as well. Let's jump into the knife while we talk about that very quickly. And that was where, okay, you know what? They beat Alternate Tax, respectable win, but Salamander coming out on a couple of losses against them isn't really the best, especially when they started off with a win for themselves on Overpass. And then afterwards, listen, Rixo was pretty much the only person who was doing anything. And everyone else had a sub 1.00 rating on HLTV, which might not be the end of the world, but definitely wouldn't be the start of it. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, but it also seems like Ambush are going to be playing with No10 here. So yeah, I think we can probably show the game at this point. But No10 is filling in for another.
Yeah, let's jump into the best run as it gets in.
Yeah,
and yeah.
Okay. Oh, well,
all right. we'll get there. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Heroic is going to be starting up on the CT side here, and seems like they aren't opting for any utility whatsoever. Just going to be playing with the full man. Testis already finds a single headshot there, and 2 shots though coming out from Ambush. But Cadian is lying in wait here at Sandbags, but he's only able to manage that single kill, so it will be up to Nico in the 1v2.
Now, Nico. He's coming in from the side. He wants to get that quick, clean shot. But No10 instead says, you know what? I wasn't here last time. I'm here now. I've got 2 kills to start things off. I'm kind of like Maui Snake against Evil Geniuses, but with 1 less.
He wishes he could do what I did.
I mean, I'm sure he does. I wish I could do what you did.
Apparently, oh well, it's a force buy. I'll get to a little bit more about playing EG in just a moment, but another aggressive play from Heroic is going to be coming out here. Borup is pushed down mid already, instantly takes out Rixo, one of the star players for Ambush. Nico finds a stereo frag, taking down Iceberg, and Typos here towards this pit area. Does not know when to peek his head up. He does not know if it's safe just yet. Heroic are falling off of the angles here, just leaving Borup at the bottom of mid. This will maintain a lot of control for them, but it's a tough crossfire for anyone to play off of him. But Stone here is still holding these T-steps. This is a very nice off angle for him. I am sure that it will be netting him a frag. In fact, it's 2 great headshots and a flawless round from Heroic. A force buy after losing the pistol, and you just don't see that very often. A force buy after losing the pistol and clean 5 alive. That is very rare.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what went on there, but Stown is pretty good at this game. He was probably the MVP of the weekend. He was very consistent, very constantly bringing in frag after frag, and always close to the top of the scoreboard as well for his team. And you can see why. Borup was the other one who was pretty much the rock of their team. I think every single time he was the 3rd man on the scoreboard, which in itself is impressive. But, you know, the stable frags coming in from Borup's side.
So Ambush will be trying to force their way back into this round. Looks like it's shaping up to be an A hit. Typos with some great advanced positioning. Nico with the wide swing will be able to take him down. That was probably one of the few 1v1 opportunities that Ambush will be gifted in this round and not capitalizing on. It might be fatal, because look at this crossfire towards mid. Look at how strong Tessus and Cadian are, taking all these players down. Just a single frag on Acadian. Rixo will try to find a little bit more damage, but it will be tough, especially given a setup like that and the shots that Borup is hitting.
Yeah, this isn't pretty for Ambush. Not a good start for them, especially when you consider that now you're on your $1,900 loss bonus, but initially you did have that reset down just a bit. Let's see though whether maybe we're wrong. Maybe they can pull something out of the bag in the next round, make it so it's still a 1-3. But the problem is that over here, unless they get some kills, money's still going to be pretty poor. You're looking at about 4,300 apiece, so that's not Molotovs, not at all. Rixo will be able to bring in a bit more. Nico pre-firing and does give away his position, prompting Insta to peek into him, but he's very happy with that. It's pretty much just a bait. It's just more kills for him for free, and Stown will do the same. Eco frags, lots of money, and no money actually gained by Ambush. So you're looking at 3 players who can't afford Molotovs unless they completely sacrifice flashes, which in itself is a pretty big problem.
Yeah, we might see a few Galils come out here. Heroic with very clean rounds. We thought that maybe Ambush, because of the domestic familiarity, would have a little bit more of a chance in some of these. Maybe they would be a little bit more comfortable, but it looks like Heroic are catching them completely off guard with these aggressive plays. And we'll see if Heroic maintain this kind of pace, or will they slow things up here. Insta will be going up towards Banana with his team. This is some interesting utility coming out from them. A good Molotov on a Stone might actually get a kill for them. It does. Good damage, and there are still 2 players from Heroic lying in wait. Will Ambush decide to commit to this, or are they going to slow this round down? Looks like they will be slowing things down. Borup, good nade from him. That should do a lot of damage. In fact, it even finds a kill on top of it. That is huge for Heroic.
That is also a very questionable boost coming in immediately after over there, especially when you consider it's 1:20 and there is plenty of utility. And you know, at 1:20, CTs feel like they need to get some control back, so that's when you'll see the utility being thrown. So you know, I get why the boost is there. You're thinking, hey, maybe we can gash them off if they're just dry peeking us, but that's just not going to happen with a team like Heroic on the other side that's very utility heavy. Cadian, good kill on a Notan. Rixo does respond, so Tess is on the sideline, will be wondering why he has to be the one to suffer, while Rixo, well, listen, you've got to get that jump. You've got to go over and support Typos quickly, because it is 3 players on this A-bomb side. Actually, Borup is playing surprisingly close in towards the side. I'm not too sure about Cadian rotating over when there's 30 seconds left on the clock. When Borup goes down, Cadian might be forced to save unless Nico can get some great kills, but Nico's got the molly. Come on, Iceberg. You know your name is Ice. You can't just... That's actually 3 utility kills in that round, funnily enough. But your name is literally Iceberg. Why are you standing in a Molotov?
That is so crazy from Nico. That was such perfect utility. Wow, that name 52 damage at least. That is such good util from Heroic, but they're reading this map so well right now. Cadian was already just gambling that they were going to be A for the longest time. He did rotate off, let it be known, but that was all 3 players of Heroic. They're just kind of gambling towards the right bomb site, and usually if they were probably facing an even strength opponent, they just thought that was available to them. And Cadian, he thought that peak was available to him, but Rixo, one of the shining stars for this ambush team, is able to take him out right there. This might be an opportunity for ambush here. There are only 2 players at this A site still, just Tessus and Nico remain. Nico picking up the op to try to secure it. I think he's kind of juggling it into the pit, so maybe he can keep it in the next round, but it looks like it's going to be a full arch wrap.
Can't net them anything though, because Nico's ready to come through. Tessus and Nico, man. Oh no, oh no.
12-1.
12-1? Oh, okay. I thought you were predicting the scoreline. Never mind. But yeah, 12-1. That is, listen, if I was unfaced, I'd be happy. My KD would be getting buffed up. What's your face at KD, Maui?
I'm sorry, what?
What's your face at KD?
Face at KD? Yeah. 1.2 something?
That's pretty insane, just like Borup, who's come through with some good damage. Rixo does respond and take down Cadian. Borup is not done yet over here, though. He's happy to keep going aggressive. He really looks like he's just having some fun with this game, which is always nice to see. A 4v4 with Heroic having lost Cadian early yet again. It's not the ideal start to things, but listen, the way they've been playing, it seems like they're okay with Cadian not being around. They're saying, it's okay. You can sit in the back lines and in-game lead us. Tessus sees Typos is gone, and that means he's more than prepared to come in with a quick kill.
Tess is still flirting with that porch side. That is a little too late on that nade. No-Chan is able to take him down. Nico in the pit is only able to find one. This is the best opportunity Ambush has had in a while, but Stown is here and ready, taking down Rixo with a great shot up. And that Molly on top of that, so much damage being done with the utility of Heroic. They look so comfortable just throwing all of these nades. No-Tan on the site himself. He at least wants to secure a bomb plan for some money, but there is actually decent money. He doesn't need to force this. And as these players come up porch, they try to scale. Now No-Tan, he thinks that they are in that direction. He will get that Molly down. Another Molly to force him out of position, and he has to take the fight. Stown again will find another. He does it all in this round, finding the last 2 kills with an op and an AK. And Heroic, they don't even have to find that op anymore. They might just keep these AKs in the upcoming round because at this point you have enough money to buy an op, but no, they'll still recover it. It was I'm a little surprised given that 3 other players have $10,000 and the other 2 are just 300 shy of it.
Yeah.
Still, they'll take 1 AK into the upcoming round. Ambush, that was looking pretty good for them, but even better from Stown.
I'm glad you kept costing because I was about to make a really bad joke. I'm going to make the really bad joke. No-Tan felt like Ed Sheeran because he sees fire. And we will let that hang.
I'm not quite sure.
The song, haven't you heard it? I See Fire. No. It's an Ed Sheeran song. It's really good. It was in The Hobbit.
I don't really listen to Ed Sheeran. I'm not gonna be honest.
No, but he was in The Hobbit. Stown takes Rixo down.
He was in Game of Thrones also.
Really? I didn't know that. I meant the song was in The Hobbit. But okay.
Oh no, the character's him. Ed Sheeran was acting.
He was a dragon, you know. Stown is very much a roaring dragon who's waiting for his gold, he's waiting for his bullion, and he will have it delivered. Not very much because the op loss bonus is not particularly impressive, but Borup sure as hell is. 5 versus 2, instant typos. This is looking like a bit of a fast one. You know, Havu, I hope they didn't go anywhere because they're going to be up next potentially. But listen, there's still a chance. Insta gets a quick kill, which is very important for them to potentially start threading things together. There are 40 seconds left, so they have to be careful for reposition potentially coming in from ambush. So that's why you can see Caden's getting aggressive. Smoke gets thrown out. Molotov towards new box, making sure that Cadian will be given a chance to at least get a kill, but he misses that shot. Borup does not. Insta is a lonely fellow in some fields of death. Oh, that is actually quite a nice little kill he got onto Tessis on the very least. And he will have to be careful for Borup. He knew where he was, but was worried about a potential reposition coming in later on. And there you have it, 7-1 ambush. Although they had Insta coming in with some nice kills, it's not quite all they needed.
Yeah, that was pretty tough. That was pretty tough for Heroic to close that one out. It was a little bit harder than you would have expected. But nice attempt from Ambush to try to get back in that round, but it just wasn't enough. Good opening picks from Heroic once again, and that feels like it's been the tale of this half, that every opening pick has been dominated by Heroic. A fast B play comes out from Ambush. This is I think the same play they ran pretty earlier in this game, actually. Just a nice utility set to get them early banana control, and they won't have anything to show for it, though. They don't even have a player pass car here. It looks like Heroic responded with the banana retake nades. And Borup and Snown, they don't want to keep challenging this. They've tested their luck a few times already at that position, but it will just be a more standard setup. CT and the boost position, but already rotating in is Cadian, and this is really going to solidify the defense very early on for Heroic here.
Cadian. He's missed one of these shots before. Maybe this will be different. He's expecting them to give him an easy one, and that expectation is correct. Stown as well will come through with a death right before he gets burnt alive. Insta and Rixo left alone versus the legions of Heroic, and the legions of Heroic are not afraid of smokes. They're not afraid of ambush. They're not afraid of anything this game, it seems like. Because Cadian just pushed through smoke, got an easy kill. Tessis has got a flashbang right behind him. Listen, this really just looks like Heroic is dry running.
Yeah, this is a tough game for Ambush. They actually are showing some decent protocols in the beginning, but it seems like everything falls apart because Heroic just have so much map control there. The fact that they were able to rotate Cadian in within the first 30 seconds of the round, they just read Ambush like a book. They had full bracket control. They allowed that, and I like that Heroic are playing off of the information that they are given. But Rixo, he's able to find an opening pick, and he finds a second as well. That might be exactly what Ambush need in this kind of round. We'll see if Tess is able to step up here. He has a great position towards Boiler. Should be good for at least one, but can he find more? He's going to need to secure this bomb site. He finds another, finds a third on top of it. Just no tan remains, and what was looking so promising for Ambush falls flat on its face as Tessis is able to clean them up from that boiler room.
No tan's an unhappy boy. He was not expecting to be substituting into this, but I guess that's where you sometimes have to deal with the cards you've been dealt, even if they're Uno cards.
Yeah, it's been tough to put a hand together for Ambush. They even in this round, if we're gonna stick with the card metaphors, it's like they flopped a high pair, even maybe a 2-pair off of the shots from Rixo, but then Heroic, they turned and rivered the straight. Too much for them to handle.
Oh, Borup takes down Notan early on again. He's been so good with these aggressive pushes to get control over Banana. It's easy does it for him. And Borup re-smoking up Banana once again. The nades aren't going to matter too much. Stown's here to provide backup with the spray through the smoke. And listen, have you heard the phrase? Of course you have, but you know the phrase, they're playing checkers and the other team's playing chess. I don't really know if Ambush knows they're playing poker over here.
Yeah, it seems like the depth of Heroic's players is just really carrying them in this one. Even when Ambush run these nice little early plays to get some space on the map, it just seems like Heroic's very ready for it. You can't run the same play multiple times. If Heroic at this point aren't really being challenged in new various ways, they won't really have to come up with anything too special. Stown gets flashed off of his angle, though. That will pull a rotation back from Tessis. How will Ambush decide to use this control? They have 3 smokes in play, and they still have some good numbers. Typo's pushing on forward. He will catch Nico off guard. That might actually send Heroic into a very weird setup here. 2-2 across the board. Tessis has a Molotov. Just 25 seconds remain. Cadian finds that lone lurk player, and now the B hit has to come out.
Perfect timing on the Molotov as well. Tessis is able to take down Insta. They have to smoke off the molly to come through, and Tessis has pushed forward. He's got 2, and Stown's got the last one. And listen, man, I thought that round would be different. Not because of the kill that came in the back lines, but because Ambush so far have not been in a position where they've had significant control without losing too many players to go for a full execute. I'm really wanting to see some set plays coming in from them, but the problem that they're experiencing consistently is the fact that their set plays are probably built up after they've got control of Banana, after they've got control of apartments, after they've got control of mid. And Heroic is taking the fight to them in a way that the set plays can't even come into effect. Now, I don't know if this is a conscious decision to avoid, you know, what is definitely a team that's on a slightly lower tier than them. But Tessis over here, look at this. They can't set up ever. Even if they finally get that kill onto him, that first few steps of setting up are not going to be permitted to them. And Borup, I mean, just fire through the smoke, Borup. You know you want to. You know you want to. He's walked right by Rixo. Rixo will be able to take him down at the very least and maybe head over towards the B-bomb site after doing so, but he's so scared.
He has a lot of time to work with. And Nico, though, holding that mini pit position will be in a great spot. But if Rixo can find an instant headshot, it may allow him a path onto the site, but it's a big if. He's given a chance, but Nico is just too fast in this game. Nico, 15-5 already, and Tessis with a massive hold here towards Bracket. Just holding the smoke right there. It's nothing too tricky about it, but very crisp shots. Not just holding down the spray, not losing that control, just, you know, total calm, collected approach from Tessis pays off beautifully, and Heroic already have 11 rounds. Ambush with just a single pistol round to speak of. And Cadian, he wants to push on forward. He wants to get in on the early action, and a great opening frag from him, taking down Typos. And look at where Ambush is on the map right now. They have no control at all.
That's kind of what I'm talking about, in the sense that they can't walk up to a point where they can probably execute what works against other teams. That's just all there is to it. And that is something you have to contend with when you're facing off against some of these bigger boys, as Caden does get one more, and Stown will be here to back up, but not double down. 2v3. Bomb has been planted, and there's lots of time to get into post plants at the very least. Insta has an AWP as well. Rixo, the man from 2 weeks ago, who really was looking like their star player. Insta as well, getting a quick shot into Borup, means it's a 2v2, but look at how much utility is there from Heroic. They're using it all. No heavy nade damage coming out at the very least. Rixo's been smoked off. There is a gap in the smoke. Insta will find the first duel, but can't quite capitalize on it. Rixo, if he wants to push through the smoke, he'll find another man on the other side, but it's actually the perfect shot on the Tessis to stop the bomb defuse from coming through. A great prioritization of targets, and you'll love to see it from him. That was a beautiful little moment of magic. You see him coming out. Nico's on the other side, but just can't react fast enough.
Yeah, good win from Ambush there. A little bit of Cadian biting off more than he could chew there. He was at the bottom of the scoreboard before that round, and you know that he's just pressing tab and seeing that saying, all right, if you guys are all going to farm, I want to farm too. Pushes the corner a little too aggressively. He finds 2 kills, but in doing so gives them an off, and now Rixo is going to be holding that. We'll see if he's able to find any picks towards middle, and he's showing a fearlessness that you do not expect when you're down in these kind of score lines. He finds the kill onto Cadian, but there isn't a trade, and Tessis continues to control Bracket so beautifully, leaving just Rixo and Insta in a 2v3 now.
That was beautiful. If only Nico had been taken down. That's all I can say. You have to give them props, Maui. They are trying at the very least to make up for their initial lack of map control by adjusting their rate of pace. And now Rixo almost gets another kill. You might want to ask yourself, hey, maybe not the wisest choice to peek over there after you've got the first. Let Insta come over, give you some backup. But Insta, you know what? He's been given a bit of a tall order himself. And the tall order is, in fact, the height of Nico, who is standing up on a box and is very soon brought down. 1v1, Stown with full utility, Insta with a Molotov. Both players have what they need, but can they come through with it? Insta's got all the freedom in the world to go wherever he wants to, and he will choose to stick himself inside the boiler, plays it perfectly, and he's up to 3 rounds for his team already. An AWP picked up and saved forward as well. I like that round from Ambush. That was an excellent adjustment coming through from them.
Great fast play there, enabling Rixo, who has been really their only shining light in this game thus far, and he does a great job. And you know, it's down to Insta though in that 1v2. Good stuff for him as well, showing a little bit more composure than he showed in previous rounds, and it's exactly what they needed. Ambush, if they are able to take down 4 rounds in this half, I'm sure they would be pleased with how things started. Maybe they can get themselves going on the CT side. The game is not over yet, that is for sure. But we'll see if Heroic are able to dominate the half with the 12-3 scoreline.
It is going to be a bit more difficult. They don't have quite as much utility. They haven't gotten the early kills that they have normally. Oh, scratch that. Staven is very happy with that kill. Rixo with a kill through the smoke, though. He is happy to take his team's burdens, put them on his shoulder, and move forward for a very long journey. Typos. Can he find Cadian? Because Cadian sees the hands of his Opper. Nico finds 2 kills as well. Now it's a 2v2, and that round gave me a bit of a throwback to the good old SK gaming days when Fallen actually used his AWP inside Inferno as a bait. Rixo will find another one in the meanwhile, though, as I reminisce about some of the greatest Oppers of all time. Rixo shows us some flashes of greatness himself. 1v2 for Borup.
Still has a smoke and a flash in play. We'll be throwing those to isolate the pit angle, but he doesn't expect the player close, but Insta whiffs the shot, and now Borup, he should have a good idea as to where this last player is. Rixo is in the pit, throws a Molotov to try to slow the tap, but that will be his undoing. Borup has a kit, he can just wait this Molotov out. Should be enough time, should be a comfortable defuse, and puts Heroic on the 12-3 scoreline. A good attempt there from Rixo to try to buy himself some time, but an even smarter play from Borup to just take the fight right to him. And look at these score lines right here. Nico already at 21 kills. Rixo, though, actually in second place in terms of frags with 18. He has had a very good game. It's a shame he wasn't able to take that last round and bring his team to the 4th round, but even better play from Borup here. Just look at this. Like, outplaying Rixo so well there. That smoke and flash combo was so good at isolating both of those players. And Ambush, they're going to need a better CT side than they showed us on the T side there. It's, if they want to make this competitive, if they want to, you know, show that there's some other Danish blood out there that's ready to take some rounds, some more lives, but as of right now, it seems like
Rixo is definitely looking pretty good.
Yes, yeah. Rixo is someone to look out for sure.
Yeah. Like, you know, Copenhagen Flames, I know you're looking to replace Farlig. He might be your man. Iceberg.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he deserves a trial, is what I'd say. Iceberg deserves some shots through the smokes. You got to feel bad for him. Can't find anyone from the 3 players who are there, and is forced backwards. Now it's a 5v4 retake, actually. Not quite a 5v5, and they do get themselves another few kills. Heroic may be going a bit too far forward, and now Stown has to come up bigger. And he has so far. Nico left 1v3, 0v3. And, you know, that's the 4th round for Ambush. An excellent retake coming out from them off the back of some overzealous play from Heroic.
Yeah, Heroic, they didn't really... It's impossible to know in those kind of situations, but Ambush actually had... I don't think they had a kit. I don't think they had any utility. If you knew that, which Heroic didn't, of course, you would just play the bomb site. You'd play Emo, play New Box, probably play oranges as well, you know, play all the safe angles that can trade off of each other very well. But given Ambush's retake setup, they thought that there were going to be mollies flying at them, so they thought that they had to take construction control, but that's exactly where Ambush were lying in wait.
Nico. It's always such a big problem dealing with these rounds where there's a Galil and an AK in front of you and a lot of utility with it. And then
in terms of firepower.
Yeah, and then you add up like Deagles, which are guns which I am never sure about whether I consider them overpowered or not, because they seem like they're overpowered at times, but they also just look so good in being overpowered that I'm saying, you know what, maybe forgive it. It's like the good old girlfriend chart. You know, if she's hot enough, then you'll probably forgive her for being a little bit crazy. That's what the Deagles like to me.
Yeah, you give him a little bit of a pass when there's so much finesse. Yeah. I understand that one a little too well, actually. Yeah. So, moving forward here, a full exec comes out onto the B bomb site. It's it's Iceberg trying to bait for his teammate here. He isn't able to find anything. Insta, though, maybe the beneficiary of this bait will only find one. So it's a 4v3 advantage now for Heroic on this bomb site. It will be up to Rixo again. A good nade, actually, at his feet. Does a lot of damage. And now this plant comes out. He wants to spam the planter, but there's only 20 seconds remain. Heroic, they have to get this bomb down. They don't have any more smokes remaining, but it looks like they'll just do fine right there. Rixo doesn't want to jeopardize his position or his life, and he wants to play the waiting game. He wants to find something a little bit better for his team. Typos will be the first one out here. And it's a slow approach from Ambush. There are so many angles for them to check. Notan takes the first down. 3v3 situation now. Cadian spots another, and these players from Banana are going to be so big and instrumental in this. Nico is able to pick down one. Just Typos remains in the 1v2. This looks almost unwinnable for him, but does he stick the plant? There's no way. Nico finds him, takes him down, and puts Heroic on their 13th round, really hurting Ambush's cash.
Yeah, those are really nice attempt at the retake as well. You just feel bad for them internally. But it is one of those situations where if Heroic gets time and they're gifted the time to set up those perfect after plants and you're in a 3v4, you just can't win. Maybe if Rixo had gone in a bit earlier, you know, tried to get a deal while the bomb was being planted, take down the player who was playing from back dark, take down Cadian, maybe you've got a better chance. But, you know, maybes are not quite what you need in this situation. What they need in this situation, though, is a miraculous force by victory. Notan is not a man of many miracles, though. Neither is Typos, as he's only able to get one.
Still, though, Ambush do have 3 players at this A side, and it looks like this is where Heroic want to end up here. Insta does take down Nico. That's a nice kill, actually. Oh. But Cadian finds that Arch player. This should allow for either a clean Arch wrap from him, or perhaps a reroute towards B. It looks like, actually, they will be opting to go towards the B bomb site.
Yeah.
Cadian will be flanking it out, but there's no one there lying in wait. So we'll see if Ambush even go for this. I think we might need a HUD reset because the timer is flashing and I don't think it's supposed to do that. But
hey, maybe it's a new feature to say we're underneath a minute. Pay attention. Well, it is a feature. We've got that confirmed because the time. What, you can kill your own creeps? That's a feature.
You can hook them into your fountain with a TP feature. Iceberg headshotting and Borup right there. That's a feature. And Iceberg's going to kind of have to come up with a couple more features. He takes down Cadian, looking for the final one here. Can he make it a triple feature? Not something really done in the cinema industry anymore, and for good reason. As Stown, he wants to put a little style on this one, and it will take him down. Iceberg, he wasn't ready to give us the triple header right there, but a nice attempt from him. Some nice shots, a little bit of life being shown, and Stown here just styling on him. I'm a little surprised Iceberg didn't recognize that angle, but you know, good round from him regardless. Down a little bit of BM to end things there, but Heroic,
it's the bug.
Yeah, it's a bug, not a feature.
Yeah. Rixo, good nades coming in. Cadian almost actually ended up going down to the second one and didn't quite get to him, unfortunately. Did you see the nade from Steel?
Yes,
on the
one
first
that was
one?
over.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Notan in the meanwhile, he doesn't need nades. He's got this good old-fashioned Deagle Queen and Borup. In exchange, doesn't really get anything much beyond just a smoke down. Now it's down. He's saying, fine, I'll come through again. I'll be the clutch round guy. I'll do what I can. And he's got to be careful because the clock is flashing and we know what that means. It's ticking. That's really all it means. Insta long range with the CZ, not the most powerful weapon in those angles, except for a few particular players who make it the most powerful regardless of whatever's going on. Typos misses his initial shots, and now it's all on down to move forward, swing out wide, make sure Insta can't just get the skill. Insta's in a great position to get two, but he can't finish off on the second. He does do good damage, though, and that's where Borup will be feeling a little bit more nervous. He's only got 24 points of HP. Cadian, he himself is not too much better. Both of them in one-shot territory from the Eagles. Rexo peeking out. Okay, I thought he got the kill. Never mind. Typhos is fortunately the one who gets it. It wasn't just a scout no-scope to the head. And 5 seconds left, and Borup decides, you know what, I'm going to back off. I like my KD. It's 16-9. It's a good aspect ratio and an even better KD.
Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. It's a good shots from Notan there. That's when you kind of feel like maybe the Deagle is a little questionable at times, but you know, like we said, it's the hot GF. So yeah. you forgive it. You forgive it for those kind of things. So Heroic, though, they didn't have that much money actually to work with here. So they'll have decent utility, but it's at the expense of a lot of weaponry. Borup with the only rifle in this round, in fact the only gun that isn't a pistol. So a flash comes out, ooh, and he is somehow able to find that kill on Iceberg. I thought he was blind, but it doesn't even seem to matter. He's not even phased. He gets 2 kills right there early on. This is going to be a complete stomp for Heroic as they are able to just run into the B site. Rixo, he was going to have to do a little bit better than he did last time he was at this Coffin's position, and he might have to give up his life a little bit earlier than he wanted to last time around. He will actually be boosting Typos, so it will be Typos taking the fight. But look at that sound right there. He reads that perfectly. He knows what was coming, and he takes both of them out through the smoke. And this should put Heroic onto match point. Notan here with just an M4. Probably should save this into the upcoming round, give himself a chance, but he wants to take some fights, get his name on the board, get a... Oh man, look at how hungry Heroic is charging him down. They're hitting him from every angle right now. This is brutal. So we'll see if he's able to survive, but this is looking pretty clean from Heroic, all things considered.
Cadian, he's only on 12 and 12. Poor guy's on a 1 KD, man. Give him this kill. Come on, guys. Let him have this. Oh, he's going for the knife. He's going for the knife. He's going for it. Cadian. Cadian, you were outlawed from the Danish scene for bad manners once, man. Come on.
You know, Cadian actually only had a Glock, no armor, and util. He just bought full util that round, and he's rewarded with it with a knife kill. That's you gotta give it to him that even when they are just stomping the other team, he still is the one that sacrifices the gun, the armor, everything, and that's karma. It just comes back to him. It's good karma right there. So Cadian reaps the rewards of it, gets another highlight for him and his team. We'll see if Heroic are able to get another knife round here. Giving me some Sprout vibes from Meisterschaft League here, as they seem to just be clowning on their opponent.
Yeah. Also, before anyone makes a big deal of it, no, Cadian was not actually outlawed by the Danish scene. It was a joke. It's an older reference. Stown takes down Typos. Iceberg will trade away with 2 nice kills, but then Iceberg goes for the gun and will unfortunately have it denied to him. So 3v3, things are still possible. Ambush can still, you know, start to bring things together, get a few rounds here or there. Notan takes down Nico. Borup from the sideline, hoping for a bit more, but the grenade is decent, and he'll be given a chance to get some more until Rixo comes up and goes down soon afterwards. Tesses, 1v2 for him. Flashbang not quite doing what he wanted it to. He will be able to circle all the way around from the white doors. Insta should be taken down. Great crosshair placement from Tesses. He knows exactly what to expect. And now it's time for him to come through and maybe even circle around node 10. So now you get to see what is called a masterclass in positioning, as we will see a third knife potentially, but Dessus decides not to go for it. Dessus is the newer addition on Heroic. He says, you know what, let's not push my luck. Let's keep things going as it is. And, you know, Heroic, look pretty, look good, look happy. And so do you, Maui.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that Heroic do exactly what they're supposed to do. They took care of business. They took the fight to Ambush. They never really let Ambush get comfortable in this one. So, you know, good stuff to see from the heavy